Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another side quest about video games with myself and Exile Magpie.
Hello!
Not a lot of news.
No, it's been a quiet week. I think everyone's getting ready for...
Everyone's getting ready for Christmas.
Yeah, the big Christmas rush and all that sort of stuff. And like everyone's like, there's no point getting hyped for anything because everything's already been hyped.
Yeah.
Also, the last thing that was hyped for Christmas was Cyberpunk 2077, and we know how well that went.
Yes, that went well. Very, very, very well. But speaking of Cyberpunk 2077, did you know it's getting a Game of the Year release?
I like Cyberpunk 2077. It does not deserve a Game of the Year release.
Well, I mean, it's had no DLC.
No, the DLC's not been released yet.
Yeah. It's had absolutely no DLC. So why...
Well, okay. Technically, it has. No.
I mean, like DLC in the sense of like The Witcher had the 2 expansions.
Yeah, like an expansion.
That's what a Game of the Year edition should be. It is getting one, but we don't know when.
Yeah. And
they're going to be releasing a Game of the Year edition with what? Patch notes.
True. Yeah, it is a case of like, what's the justification for this?
Other than the fact that they can keep it at the 70 quid.
Yeah, because it's now massively pop. A lot of people are now getting it because of edge runners.
Yeah.
And, they have actually, fixed the majority of the bugs.
Yes.
Granted, I've not gone back to the PS4 version since going on to the PS5 version. And I don't want to.
Yeah.
So...
I need to actually... I might have to start it again. But I do have to get on Cyberpunk. Because I actually can't even remember where I was when I started playing it. When I left it. I mean, the bugs were that bad, I just couldn't play it anymore.
Yeah, the unplayable, massively bad bugs. I've gotten soft locked a couple of times, but reloading to the checkpoint usually fixes it, so...
But, this is becoming a little... This is another thing, this is, I think that's coming quite popular.
A Game of the Year edition, the AAA game industry.
Yeah, a Game of the Year edition. Which was fine when it was like, oh, well, it comes with all the DLC.
Or it actually was the Game of the Year.
Or if it was the Game of the Year.
Yeah, I think the first ones I remember was Oblivion.
Yeah.
Which came with everything. And Oblivion took a load of awards when it came out.
That's the first one I remember.
It kind of justified it.
Maybe the first. That might be the one I remember the most was the Dark Souls.
Because it came
edition?
Yeah.
The one that came with the DLC.
Yeah, I know, but they didn't specifically call it a Game of the Year edition.
No. It was something else.
Exactly.
It was something else edition. This is what I mean. This is what they're doing. Some of them, they're not calling it Game of the Year edition. They're just calling it something else.
The complete collection or something.
Yeah, like that. And then what they're doing is they're doing this, right? It's the Game of the Year edition, but your games had 4 patches in total since it came out.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, Ubisoft. And it's the Game of the Year edition.
You've literally released nothing.
I think most of the stuff for the Game of the Year edition for Valhalla was it was skins and shit.
Yeah.
There wasn't any DLC when it was announced. None of the DLC had come out.
Yeah, it's it is something that I've noticed that there's a lot of games that don't justify the Game of the Year moniker.
It's just
coming out for Game of the Year, and it's like, no. I mean, anything with the Ubisoft title in front of it should not have a Game of the Year.
But because this is, the other companies are going to even go harder on this, where it's just going to be like, oh, we released the game 3 months ago, but here's the Game of the Year edition.
I mean, aren't they already doing that? I'm pretty sure Ubisoft do that. I'm pretty sure Valhalla. There was a ridiculously short amount of time between it releasing and the Game of the Year edition coming out. I mean, that's very presumptive that your game was going to be anywhere near the Game of the Year contest, considering the fact that it was literally Ubisoft by numbers.
So,
but like Cyberpunk, no, I don't think it deserves a Game of the Year edition. I mean, you could release something like they could probably release something else and call it something like the Edge Runner version or like the Hacker Delight. Or I don't know, like, you know what I mean?
yeah. But I would rather them just work on DLC.
Yes.
I'd rather them just be like, here's, release the DLC. Like, what they could easily do, instead of doing this, is like release the DLC with the game.
Yeah.
And have it like,
That'd be the
whatever the DLC is called, have it as that edition.
Yeah, or that version. Or
yeah.
To 1.5 or something like that. And then, you know, start working on Cyberpunk 2, which they know is... We know now, they confirmed that it is in production. It's going to be in the Unreal Engine. And like I say, like I've said before, if Cyberpunk 2, if 2077 2, God, that's a lot of numbers. It'll be a title. It'll be Cyberpunk 2077 or Cyberpunk 2078.
Yeah, I think it's not going to be like it's not going to be 2077 2. It's going to be Cyberpunk and a different date.
Yeah, 2070.
Maybe 79
or 2080.
Yeah, 2080.
Something like that. Because like the setting of Night City, honestly, when the game is running fine, and like, you know, you don't get the ridiculously blurry pop-in that the PS4 and the Xbox One versions had. It is a gorgeously and well designed place that I literally want to just run around in. It is amazingly well put together in a sense of the actual place. And I really do want to see if they can do. It's one time I've looked at it and gone, do you know what? If they do a multiplayer a la Grand Theft Auto minus the monetization,
this would be amazing.
This would be amazing.
Yeah,
like allow like role play servers and all that sort of stuff. That would be phenomenal.
Oh yeah. That's all I want now in an open world game.
Yep.
All I want now is to allow two player, like a co-op. Yeah, because like Gotham Knights is kind of much pretty got it. But the problem is Gotham Knights is slow.
Yeah, it is slow, and Gotham Knights, I have to say, is showing its age. In its game design.
Yeah,
I feel, because
well, no, here's the thing. Even that, right? This is how old it feels. Like this is a game that feels like it came out before Arkham.
It actually does. In its actual like gameplay loop and design. Yeah, which is surprising. But then again, it's not Rocksteady behind it. But going back to Cyberpunk, with the second game, if they could do like a whole
an online thing,
and a whole online thing, but also like online missions where you can form a what are they called? The actual groups, mercenary groups they're called. There's an actual
Edge Runners.
Yeah. Yes, that's what they're actually called, aren't they? Edge Runners. Yeah. You actually have a group. Like you have one person set up to do hacking. One person is the muscle. One person is your like your sharpshooter when shit hits the fan.
And your technician.
Yeah. You basically have like you can cover all your bases. Yeah, that would be.
That'd be sweet.
That would be good. That would be great.
Especially if you could have 5 players and all of you be like
specialised in one thing.
That would be fun.
Yeah, because you could have one person specialised in hand to hand and one person specialised in weapon melee. While you have another one specialised in heavy weaponry, another one's specialising in stealth, another one specialising in hacking, with probably the stealth guy also slightly with hacking, but just not the whole like, I'm just going to hack the entire building from out here.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I
got this.
I got everything. until I run into an Arasaka ice wall. Then we have problems.
Oh, that would be such a cool quest. Like, you don't let anybody know, right? So what you do it in, like, your hacker has to go in. So say you have, for your hacker, you've obviously got the hacking mini game.
Mm-hmm.
So on this one, you're hacking something, and then all of a sudden you just hit this wall, and then it just says Arasaka on it.
Arasaka or Militech.
Yeah.
Militech. Yeah. And it's like, shit, get the fuck out.
Everybody's gonna get out. Run.
Get the fuck out. Yeah.
Totally down for some shit.
That would be fun.
But yeah, anyway, back to Game of the Year.
But yeah, it's a trend that we've seen come into its prevalence and
a lot more recently.
Overuse to the point where Game of the Year doesn't have the same sort of kudos that it used to.
I mean, I think there's games out there that have Game of the Year edition on them, and like they've been universally panned.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure some of them are a lot of them are Ubisoft games.
Yeah, probably.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm pretty sure they had plans for a Game of the Year edition for Breakpoint, Ghost Recon. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I'm just remembering. I don't know if I'm imagining this or not, but I'm pretty sure this is how saturated they've gotten in the AAA game industry, because they always do. They can't just. There's no tactfulness. They just literally just throw all the shit at the wall, and hope it all sticks. But yeah, it's just an over. It doesn't, like, you know how, like, even though we roll our eyes at the Oscars nowadays, right? Even that though, just because it's the Oscars, like when a movie goes the Academy Award winning, everyone sits up and goes, ooh.
Yeah, and then you actually watch it and then you go, well, that was
shit. It was shit, unless it's the animated movie, because that's always Pixar.
To which then you go, right then you go.
Mm-hmm. No, I've had a bad head cold, as you've known, for the last couple of weeks, and I've gone through it, but this is the repercussions.
I think I'm at the start of it.
Oh, so in other words, I've given you what you've given me.
Yeah, most likely.
Great.
I didn't give you anything. I've not been ill. This is absolutely amazing. I've not been ill for almost a year. I've had nothing.
Did you not have a massive cold like 2 weeks ago?
No.
Oh well. Anyway.
I've been fine and dandy. This is the first time I've felt like shit in just over a year.
Anyway,
for me, that's an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wish the game industry would come up with a different name than Game of the Year, because the Game of the Year is supposed to have some sort of like gravitas to it, and it doesn't at the moment.
You think they'd just do what FromSoft does and just name it a completely different edition?
Yes.
Easy.
Are there like Dark Souls 2, the Crown Edition?
Crown Edition, or Curse of the First Sin Edition. Dark Souls. What was Dark Souls 3's? Because it came with all the DLC. I think that was like, what was that? The Ring, the Dark Ring Edition or something.
Yeah,
like
or the Eternal City or something like that. Because I know the last DLC was the Eternal City. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on. Genshin Impact goes to war against leakers as they sue Discord to find leakers' real identity.
Yeah, so this is something we pushed on about way back, but there were people leaking information about Genshin Impact.
But it's not just Genshin. There are other games, but this seems to be like.
MiHoYo.
It's not MiHoYo. It is Cognosphere, who are the publishers of the game.
So it's.
And they are suing Discord for the real identity of Yubacha.
So they know who.
They know who it is. They just don't know the real identity.
Yeah, they know who they know the handle of the person leaking the information now. So clearly they've had someone go into all these Discord servers and find out. I mean, you know.
Well, the thing is, Yubacha is actually one of the more known Genshin leakers. Sort of thing.
Yeah, because also if they find out his real identity, then they can find out where the leaks are coming from.
Yeah. Cognosphere is going after one of the game's biggest leakers. Lawyers representing the company have filed a DMCA subpoena demanding that Discord provide it with the real identity of the person known online as Yubacha. Yubacha is one of Genshin Impact's best-known leakers, with more than 465,000 followers on Twitter. They're also a reliable presence on the Genshin Impact Leaks subreddit. Yeah, so Yubacha, if you don't know, usually when they leak something, that's usually like they're the ones that leak that we'll be getting Scaramouche.
Yeah.
As a character. And a few other of the 5-star characters that have eventually come out.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure one of the first ones that we remember talking about was Shogun.
Yeah.
That they announced that, Shogun is actually going to be a playable character. Yeah. She's OP as hell, and I love her for it.
She's my favourite.
And I think we've discussed like leaks in general before in the case of like, we understand why they don't like this sort of stuff, because one, they want to keep control of the narrative, understandably so. And two, we've just seen a prime example of why companies don't want information getting out too soon with Grand Theft Auto 6. Like, Grand Theft Auto 6 is in pre-alpha. I mean, hell, for a pre-alpha, I'll put this out there, for a pre-alpha game, that looks fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But it came out and people were just shitting on it. Like, oh, this looks ugly. Oh my god, the animation's like... You do know all that, like, 99.9% of everything you see is placeholder.
Yeah.
It is literally proof of concept. Can this all work together shit? Like, the model is literally just a model they throw together in about 5 seconds so that they can see the limbs move, the head move, and all that sort of stuff. That's how testing and all that stuff works, people.
Yeah.
So I understand the reason why, and I honestly don't. I think if you go into the whole thing of like giving out leaks, this is like the consequences that may happen. You have to understand that this is one of those things that you're not entitled to send out this information. This is still technically copyright.
Yeah.
Property of company whatever, and if they don't want you to know about it, there may be a valid good reason. And if, like, we've seen shares of companies literally dive into oblivion almost because of a leak.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see why they're coming at this so heavy-handedly. Even if Discord is literally like, well, we kind of want to keep our people's identities private, because we don't want to dox anyone.
Well, this isn't the first time that somebody to do with Genshin has filed. So I think it wasn't that long ago when we brought up.
It's not the first time.
They filed a suit against the Chinese video sharing platform and Twitch, Bilibili, in order to discover the identities of 11 different leakers. 2 months later, it sued 7 of them for 500,000, I think that's yen. So
I don't know the conversion, but that's
roughly about $71,000.
Dollars.
Dollars.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's each, by the way, for all 11. So that's 71,000 each.
So they're suing. So when there's people, some people will probably assume, oh well, they're suing Discord for the money. It's like no. What they're doing is basically
they're suing Discord for the information.
So it's basically a civil version of the police wanting to get a warrant.
Yeah.
In a sense, it's like, look, we want this information. You won't give it to us. We're going to court to tell the court for the court to tell you to give us this information.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty much what they're doing. And Discord will have to argue whether it is in. If it is in the better interest not to give that information out or not.
Yeah, it's up to the court to whether or not...
the court, they both will give their arguments and then the court will decide.
Yeah. But whatever happens, unfortunately, happens.
Well, that'll be something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. I think they won. I think they won the last one, so I can't see them not winning this one.
Yeah.
Because I think it's in China.
Yeah, and it's a Chinese company suing a non-Chinese company, so odds are very likely that
right. Anyway, moving on. Are you looking forward to the Game Awards?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's usually an advert fest. So
The last couple of years it has been absolutely abysmal.
I will honestly tell you this: if Elden Ring does not win Game of the Year, even though God of War Ragnarok is apparently absolutely amazing,
it is very, very good.
Elden Ring has to win Game of the Year. I'm sorry, anyone who doesn't like Elden Ring, but no game is made for everyone. But this, like Elden Ring, from a technological, graphical,
Elden Ring is the best game of the year. It just is. It's just one of those things. It's one of those things that like you can't put into words of like how good that game is.
It is the rarity of rarities. A overhyped game that actually delivered.
Yeah, and it was fantastic.
I think the problem with Elden Ring is that it was probably too successful, which means people who don't play Souls games started playing it.
Yeah,
and there is a part of the Souls community that are a little bit how to put it, gatekeepery,
which I think is fine.
I don't agree with gatekeeping because it's a case of like, look, the more people that play it, the better.
Unfortunately, I'm on the other side of the fence now because I've seen. I was once one of those. No, I want everybody to enjoy everything, right? But I've gotten to the point of feeling like you're not enjoying it. You people there's so many people that come into things now because I've seen it with comics and other things. These people they come in and then they go, no, I don't like this. But I want everything to change. I'm going to still read everything, but everything has to change
different.
To fit me. Yeah, that's the thing.
Right.
They're the people
I
want to
wouldn't class that as gatekeeping. That is basically you turning around to them. No. This is you've come in because it's popular and because it's something you don't like. You want it to now revolve around you. No, go away. Go find something you like and leave this with the people who like it. That's not gate. I wouldn't class that as gatekeeping. That is basically telling arseholes to go fuck off.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty much gatekeeping.
No, it isn't. No. Gatekeeping is the whole thing of like, no, unless you unless you know this rule, that rule, and no, can play this at this level, you can't. No, you're not allowed to play this. Like those that go off on one when someone says, I really wish Souls games had an easy mode.
It has an easy mode.
Like
it does have an easy. The thing is, my answer to that is it does have an easy mode.
It's called summons.
It's called just summon somebody.
Yeah, summon. Like let me soul her.
Solo her. Because most of the, other than Melania, I'm still stuck fighting Melania. Fuck me, she's hard. She's like Koss, except she doesn't scream. It's just like, oh my.
She's
God.
relentless.
Yeah, stop.
That's the thing with Souls games. Like the ones that usually are the hardest ones are the ones that don't give you a breather. They are just absolutely relentless.
She's got this like goddamn annoying attack where she jumps at you, slashes all over the place, which you've got to like dodge inch perfectly to not get hit.
Yeah. But like gatekeeping is like, for example, there are some people in the D&D community that are gatekeepers. It's like, oh no, you have to like this, that, and you have to follow these rules all the time, and blah 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 blah. And it's like, no, fuck off.
Yeah.
This is about having fun.
Yeah.
I think the most recent inclination of that was, the trailer for the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Yeah.
Some people kicked off because the tiefling is from the looks of it, in the trailer, the tiefling is a druid.
Yeah.
And she changes it into a owl bear.
Right.
To which a lot of the so-called purists kicked off and said, "Oh no, you're not. You can't change into an owl bear. No." To which half the dungeon masters that I follow on Twitter went, "No, if a player wanted to transform into an owl bear, and they were able to transform into that level of monster, Yes, I would let them change into an owlbear. Why? Because it's fucking cool.
Yeah. How did we get onto this?
Elden Ring's popularity.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that because it's so popular that it's been
a lot of people who don't
like those type of games got into it. And yes, the vast majority of those people played it, went, nope, it's not for me, walked away and was like, nope, totally fine, it's not for me. But then there were those that were like, this game sucks.
You die all the time.
You die all the time. That's the point. You don't get told what to do. That's the point. You are literally experiencing everything for the first time, like your character.
Yeah.
That's the point of the game. Like everything on your first playthrough, everything is new, and the game doesn't tell you what to do because that's not the point of the game. The point is basically overcoming the barriers up to your progression and adversity, which is usually the bosses.
Yeah.
Morgit. But anyway,
I was so glad when I killed him.
Yeah.
Like,
back to the Game Awards.
Back to the Game Awards. The Game Awards is going to be significantly shorter apparently this year.
So it was 3 hours last time.
No, actually, last year it was 4.
Oh my god, it felt like... to be honest, it did feel...
It felt like it was all day.
It did feel like it was an all-day thing. And here's the thing, like, they rushed through so many awards.
Yeah, just for adverts.
For friggin' adverts. Like,
not even game... The worst part was, it wasn't even game reveals. It was just adverts. It was just
and then there were, like, game trailers for games that we knew were coming. And it's like... There was an awful lot of filler.
Yeah, there was a lot of filler.
So, how long is it supposed to be this year?
Okay, let's have a look. Game Awards will take place on Thursday, December 8th. That is this Thursday. So Friday we'll be watching it, and then next week we shall be talking about
the Game Awards and why they're wrong.
Why they're wrong. Bit of fatigue. So basically, Keeley's come out and said, we think there's been a little bit of fatigue about how long the show has been. You're damn right about that. And lots of games and a lot of things that want to be a part of it. But we're cutting back on those things to hopefully be a bit more streamlined show. There will be fewer big games as part of the show.
Yeah, because they usually have like a freaking orchestral part, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like,
the other thing is, like, they did this a lot last year. They had like they did this whole thing of like building up a trailer, and the trailer was only like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like the Wonder Woman one. I think we had about 5 minutes of them just talking about Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Or like the new Warner Brothers game that was coming, and then it was Wonder Woman's fucking arm.
Yeah.
That we saw, and that was it. That was the trailer, and then I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
you hyped this up so far.
You had me sitting here for 5 minutes
to see 5 seconds.
To just see 5 seconds of nothing, literally nothing.
And then you have another 5 minutes of talking to the people that you spent 5 minutes talking to, and it's
the Alan Wake one where we talked to the guy for about 15-20 minutes. About Alan Wake 2 to have a reveal of a title.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, it was... Well, there are certain people in the gaming industry that deserve, like, a little bit more time, a little bit more...
No, right. I'm perfectly fine with you talking to developers and stuff like that. If you take 20 minutes to half an hour, as long as the conversation is good...
Mm-hmm.
You know, and watchable, then go for it.
Basically, anything by Kojima.
You know, if you can have a enjoyable conversation or interview with a developer, then go for it. Go as long as, I'd say 30 minutes, really. But if you're gonna build something up like they did with Wonder Woman, right, and then all you're gonna do is that all that's for is to show off an arm.
Yeah.
Like, please no.
I mean, I'm trying to go back to, because the Death Stranding got absolutely pushed ridiculously at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure every trailer was at least a minute long.
Yeah.
Even if they made no sense.
Yeah. They're another thing. There's a lot of game trailers that come out where it's just like, what the fuck did I just watch?
That is very true. However,
For Death Stranding, it worked.
It made sense.
Yeah, you just go, oh, it's Kojima. Oh,
it's
now
Kojima.
It makes sense.
It's Kojima. Oh, so it's going to be batshit crazy. Yep.
And to be fair, it is kind of crazy.
It is kind of crazy. It is a special kind of enjoyable game, which is not for everyone. But yeah, there's been times where they've had like 5-second trailers, and they've literally had the developers on for way too long.
Yeah, because if all they've got to show is like a 5-second reveal trailer, right, which usually is just the title. It's like the game is not in any sort of state to even really be talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's just like...
Now, I can understand if... This is what I think should be done. If you're going to have like a secret, reveal trailer, don't make that the trailer you're going to show. Put that on the end of another trailer.
Because what I think they should do is, instead of talking to the developers of these games that are like so far out...
Pre-alpha.
That, like, what they should do is like the next... I would say, for me personally, the next big game to come out will be Dead Space.
Yeah. Right?
So why not? Because that we're getting very close to release. Why not talk to the developers there? Have a good 20-minute, half an hour interview with them on there.
Yeah. Instead of
talking to the developers of
instead
Wonder Woman.
Or the Elder Scrolls.
Or the next Elder Scrolls game. Instead of talking to fucking Todd Howard for an hour, although I think half the time Todd's interviews are so long, it's just because he talks so slow. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Just hurry up. That might be me. I might be just impatient.
15 times the detail.
16 times the detail.
Times
this one, no. This one's going to be 32 times the detail. New gen now. So it's,
clearly, still using the same.
engine.
Which is one of the things that, like, I would have literally gone if I was in Microsoft. I was given like as the you're going to be the attaché to or whatever position they want to call it to Bethesda. My first day would have been Todd, come here, buddy, come here. Right, I know your baby, the creation engine. I know you love it so much,
but it has to die.
But here's a 12-gauge shotgun. We both know what needs to be done.
And you need to take it out behind.
You need to go put it away.
You need to take it out back like Old Yeller.
Now, my bosses want you to use the Unreal Engine. I'm happy for you to make a new creation engine as long as it works. And the words "it just works" ain't gonna cut it.
Isn't gonna do it.
So yeah, hopefully there's a lot less of what we've been saying, and also a lot less of adverts, because I'm kind of concerned if they cut back on the rewards, because they rushed through a lot of rewards.
They do rush
last
through.
year.
This is what I'm worried about, because it hasn't really been said what's
been cut back.
What's been cut back? So is it going to be the adverts? Is it going to be the awards? Is it going to be the reveal trailers, stuff like that? Like, what did we get last year? We got that big ass trailer for Sonya's Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Yeah.
Like, I am actually looking forward to that game. That game looks badass. But at the same time, that's all we got for that game. And then I think it was Alan Wake 2. We got the review, the title, and then
nothing.
We spoke to the developer of the game for a bit too long.
Yeah. What I'm hoping for is basically.
I think the problem is what he tries to do is that he tries to do it like via thingy, and then what he also tries to do, he leaves a lot of. There's a lot of stuff that's on like the after show that you can watch on Twitch, and there's a lot of interviews on there. Like they interview other developers, and put that on the show. If you're gonna have it be 4 hours, put that you use for the after fucking show
on the show.
On your show.
Also, the part of the problem is the financing, because he obviously gets a lot of money from the game industry, and they usually come with like, oh well, you have to interview this person, and you have to talk about this game for this long, and also have show this trailer. But wait, you want me to talk about this game for 30 minutes and show a 5-second?
Yeah, I know that. I do understand. I do watch the Oscars. I know. I know how this works.
Yeah, it is a balancing act. I do wish that Jeff could actually not need the finances for this award show as much as it seems to need.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's because
there has been a couple of things that have already been confirmed for the Games Awards to be shown. Tekken 8 has been confirmed, so we might actually see. I'm pretty sure the trailer that we got for it was in engine as well.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, I believe
that looks
it was
really, really, really fucking good. So I'm expecting to see at least something.
It had a level of
Well, no, it just went from what looked like a cutscene straight into a.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is when it went from the cutscene into the actual fight. Now this is me just speculating, but it did feel like that was it was flowing very much like you would expect the game to.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Like the animations seem to be actual animations instead of pre-rendered.
Yeah.
It felt like if it felt like basically.
To which, speaking about this. With Tekken 8, what I want is Harada to show up, shake Jeff Keighley a little bit, and then just walk off.
Yes.
Like he does. That is the most Harada-ish thing I've ever seen.
Oh,
a random Kazuya thing at Evo, and then he walks onto a caster's stage, shakes the guy for about 2 minutes, and then walks off.
Harada's amazing.
I love Harada.
I mean, I really wish you would. I really, really, really wish you would put rollback code in your
Here's
games.
the thing.
But
Bandai, speaking of rollback, Bandai have started putting rollback into their games.
Good.
And because I think Bandai work with Arc System Works a lot.
Yeah. And
I think actually Arc System Works does most of Bandai's fight games.
Yeah, and Arc System Works. So actually, even though it's a 2D fighter, it's 3D graphics. In a sense, it's that it's that what's it called 1.5 where it's you're fighting on a left to right plane.
Yeah.
But the actual environment is in 3D.
It's a 2.5.
2.5. That's what it is. Which is Tekken. Which actually, technically, Tekken, very first Tekken, the PS1, technically kind of was.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have moving in and out of the backfield,
so yeah, Tekken 8's been confirmed. Crash Bandicoot Wumpa League has been announced, so we're going to see what that is. I have no idea what it is. And,
I have a feeling that might be a football game.
Possibly, which might be cool. I don't know.
I mean, the cast is actually, if you think about it, the Crash Bandicoot cast now is big enough.
Oh yeah.
Like to give Mario Strikers a run for its money.
Yeah.
So considering Mario Strikers got a bit of a lackluster release.
Yeah. But to be fair, it's not the best game in the world.
No, but there was a solid fan base up for that.
Game
series. And Nintendo did the live service route.
Yeah, and most likely we're gonna get the Jedi Fallen. The sequel to Jedi Survivor or something.
Jedi Survivor or something.
So we've got some things to look forward to.
I am really looking forward to.
I'm just hoping that this year it does feel like an award ceremony and not
a giant advertisement.
Just a giant, because I remember having a giant rant last year.
Yes.
About how long it was and like how ridiculous the advertisement was. It was just silly. It was just fucking silly all the time. But that's it for. So hopefully again this Thursday. So I'll probably watch it Friday.
Yeah. Because we are in the UK, and
so it's like I think it's on at like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah. So
unfortunately, I'll be at work.
Most importantly, it is 2:00 in the morning. No, I am not staying up for it. I have a job.
Yeah, we have
work to do.
Anyway, shall we continue on? Right. Yeah. What is the game that we love to bash?
Avengers.
Yes. And do you know they've just released Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier's
Bucky Barnes. Yeah, do you want to know what they've done? So, there's been a big problem with Avengers with its fan base. its fan base are rightly to be annoyed at this.
Yeah.
So
lack of content.
Lack of content, and whenever they do release content, which is usually a new character, it's just an echo of another character.
Oh, you mean like Hawkeye?
So Hawkeye, the two Hawkeyes are basically the same character. They released the Mighty Thor, so female Thor, who was just Thor. And now Bucky is Captain America. And here's the thing. Somebody on their Twitter actually brings it up and shows Bucky Barnes' movesets and then switches back to Captain America.
And does the exact
and
same.
it's the exact same thing.
Oh my god. You haven't even bothered to give like a variant or something. Like,
Yeah.
what the...
There is a slight variant. He's got some of Black Widow's moves.
That's not a good thing.
That's not a good thing, though.
Because that's basically just like that is Dynasty Warriors level of laziness.
That's Dynasty Warriors 9 levels of fucking laziness. That's
Jesus
bad.
Christ! Like, holy fucking... How do you... What you... So, my question is this. What took them so long? If that's all they're doing, what took them so long to come out with these characters? Like...
Well, what most people are speculating is that, one, the team is not as big as it used to be.
Well, that's obvious.
And two, the budget is probably down to next to nothing.
That makes
I'm generally surprised it's still going.
Yeah, I'm surprised they've kept the servers open.
Considering Square Enix has now sold off Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah.
I'm generally surprised this is still going. Same with Outriders as well, actually. Outriders is still going.
Who bought them?
It was one of the... It was like the... I'm pretty sure they're a French company.
Yeah.
But because they bought all the Western studios that Square Enix owned, they're now the biggest gaming publisher in Europe. They're bigger than Ubisoft.
Yeah. The thing is with... So my question is this: obviously game development takes time, and obviously stuff like this probably was already in the pipeline before the takeover. But my theory
the thing is, a reskin of a character does not take long.
No. Well, I know that, but I'm like...
Unless they've got something in the pipeline and they're just like, well, it's not ready yet, so we'll give them this. And maybe this will hold them over.
Except it won't. Like,
I think the only, the characters that came out since the release that have been, wholly unique are...
Spider-Man.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Either one. Doesn't really matter, just pick
one of them.
Pick one of them, they're both the same. Spider-Man for PlayStation.
And Black Panther.
And that's it.
So three new unique characters when the whole selling point of this live service was each character was going to be unique and you could build them to whichever way you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you can't. No. You can't even build them into a certain way.
No, because there are, as always with these type of games, if you don't put a lot of time and effort into the skill tree, it basically becomes there is a distinct best build.
Yeah.
And you are an idiot not to use that build. I'm trying to think of a game that has the similar sort of skill set build system that Avengers has, but actually does it well. Does Ghost of Tsushima's multiplayer have that? It does, doesn't it?
Kinda, yeah. Kinda. It's kind of the same.
That does it differently, and it does it better.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not a...
It's not a live service.
It's not a live service, for one. And two,
and yet...
it's multiplayer, but they don't expect you to just keep playing the game.
And yet... it does a better live service than Avengers.
Massively better. The other thing is, I've got a picture here. Let's see unfortunately, it's got a fucking... But can you see the problem with Bucky's face and his hair?
Yeah.
It's like they don't belong.
Yeah,
on that body.
It's
there's something wrong with that whole
there's the rendering or whatever. I can't remember what it's called, but like the face stands out as in like that's not actually connected to
yeah. It's very, very, very strange, and
I think they need to just put the game out of its misery and close it.
I mean, it got new. I mean, granted, it did get like more players due to it going on the PlayStation Premium thing and Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah,
but
you're not getting much more money out of this game.
No, you're not going to get much more money out of this.
It's not going to happen, Crystal Dynamics, unless you literally somehow pull out a miracle and rework everything, which I don't think you're going to be able to.
You never know. We never know. I'm still surprised it's still going. 2 years. It's been out for 2 years. Can you believe it? And I'm still bashing it.
Yeah.
I think it's an okay game. It's just,
It's a lot of wasted potential.
Yeah.
And the wasted potential is down to...
I've been holding in a sneeze all day. Hold on. Oh, nope. Not sneezing now. This is because I knew I was going to sneeze, so it's just not happening.
Yeah, it's a lot of wasted potential, and the wasted potential is not because of like lack of ability or lack of ideas. It's purely down to greed.
Yeah,
that's the biggest disappointment about this. It's like you can tell a lot of these decisions are financially motivated in a way of like, no, we have to make them buy 10 different battle passes.
Yeah.
A battle pass per character. Fuck off. I'm not spending the price of a fucking AAA game every 3 months. No. Go
actually, you don't do that. You only buy the one, but each character has one battle pass, and that's it.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't. So say when a new season comes along.
Yeah.
It doesn't. They don't get a new season. They don't get a new battle pass. You just have the one battle pass from the beginning.
Oh, okay. Again, though, I'd still wouldn't want to buy each individual battle pass.
I mean, the game's not good enough to justify it.
No. But then, of course, there's like, well, Spider-Man is only on the PS5, like...
To which I'm perfectly fine with. I couldn't give a shit.
I know, but it's like, really? Do you honestly think this is the money-making idea you think it is? Because it isn't. We're going to be a live service. And we're going to launch with the same sort of end game as Destiny 2. Which was launched...
Vanilla Destiny
2, which was launched, 5-6 years previously. What is wrong with
Destiny
you?
2 is so old now.
What is wrong with you?
I know. That's out in February as well. Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, the new expansion.
Nightfall. Ah, so happy. I'm going to get to fucking parkour around a city.
Yeah. Like we've been saying whenever there's been a new live service announced, and especially like when Avengers launched and we basically found out like, there's no end game.
Yeah.
The end game's literally non-existent. We said you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Destiny 2 got away with it because there wasn't that many. But now,
Well, no, Destiny 2 got away with it because of Destiny 1.
I know, but there still wasn't the competition there is now.
Oh, yeah, true. The thing is now, look at Babylon's Fall.
Yeah.
It's shutting down its servers, I think, this month.
Yeah. Reason? They've got no player base.
Nobody's playing it. It's very ugly.
The reason why no one's playing it, well, one there's that, but also you have no end game.
Yeah.
There's no end game play loop. Yeah. Or the one that you have is boring and terrible and grindy.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's plenty of other games now. I think the worst thing that's happened for all these lazy ass AAA gaming developers is games like Genshin Impact have come out.
Oh, the free ones. The
free live services that have come out and have so much content in them.
Yeah.
Like, obviously when Genshin Impact first launched, there wasn't that much content because there was only one area and blah, blah, blah. But now...
No, hold on.
But like
not Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact released at least on like full. I mean, on the beta there was only one. There was only one area, but on full release there was 2 areas.
Yeah.
You had all the full stories for both areas. You had all the events which were constantly coming around. You know, so Genshin actually out of full release had a lot.
And that's just gonna get even bigger with every like when 4.0 comes along, etc., etc. And there's been others, like Genshin's not the only one.
Yeah, we've got Tower Fantasy, which is actually starting to pick up now. It's gotten a lot better. I think its player bases.
Yeah, and that's still in beta.
That's still in pretty much beta, but it's still, you know, it's getting there. There's the one that everyone's looking at the moment. It's called Blue Protocol, and that's Bandai's. This is Bandai's
live service
game, and I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to anime games, Bandai are killing it at the moment. They're doing really, really well with their game. Scarlet Nexus fucking hit it out of the park. It was the fighting in that game. The story's absolutely fucking off the walls, insane. But the combat in that game is fun as fuck. Tales of Arise is the biggest selling Tales game since Vesperia, I think it was called.
Yeah, Tales of Vesperia.
Bandai are doing really, really well with their games when they've been coming out. So Blue Protocol, everyone's looking at it being like, oh, this could be actually good competition for Genshin. Because at the moment, in this sort of live service gacha thing, there's only Genshin.
There is only Genshin, yeah. Tower of Fantasy looks like it could be
but it needs time.
But it needs time to get there. And obviously, you know, MiHoYo is going to be bringing out newer stuff as well.
Yeah, they're bringing out other games.
Yeah.
That's that Zoneless.
Yeah.
The ZZZ game.
Yeah. But they've also got an actual RPG coming out as well, haven't they?
Oh, yeah. Star Railers?
Yeah, something like
to do
that.
with a train.
Train going in space, yeah. Because I think they're doing from what we can see from outside, they're doing the smart thing. They're keeping Genshin going with enough money and finances to want to keep the servers going.
Well, yeah, Genshin's like now the most expensive game.
Yeah, ever made
because it's like nearly what did you say? It was like 3 billion.
Yeah.
Yen. Just
granted, they've made like 10 to 20 billion.
Yeah, they make 10 to 20 billion in a month, but you know.
But the profits they're making are going into other projects, which is what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's, you know. Also, that is also a trickle down. That's how you trickle down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do with trickle down things.
Not, you know.
All the money gets made by this thing, and then the money gets that. You keep enough money to keep that going and be able to improve it.
Yeah.
But the excess profit goes on to making other things.
Yeah. Instead of just being siphoned
off, everything over here.
Instead of just like being siphoned off to the shareholders or to, you know, Bobby Kotick's yacht.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, until Bobby Kotick leaves Activision Blizzard, I will find any way to highlight the fact that that company is a literal shit show and dumpster fire of a place.
So yeah, actually that's what we've got. So this next week, what we've got coming up now, especially for live services, considering we're talking about them, we've got the Genshin update tomorrow,
which is a story update.
Yeah. And also we're getting the Balbadir.
Or
the Wanderer, as he's called now.
Scaramouche.
I still want to punch him in the face, but anyway. Destiny's getting on its last season before Lightfall. I'm trying to think. There's another one that's getting updated. I think is it Fortnite? Fortnite's gone to season 4.
Yeah, I think it's either starting season 4 or it's coming to the end of season 3. Yeah. So they may have a major I know
there's a big thing for Fortnite coming up soon.
Yeah. So there may be a big event happening on Fortnite, which, to be honest, give Epic its due. When they decide to end a season, they end it.
Yeah.
It's a friggin' event. Like the first one, literally, it just went into the
it was just
island.
A big black hole.
It became a big void. The end of season 2, the island literally turned itself upside down and
Which, by the way, the whole Void thing when they did that, fucking genius. Whoever's
no one knew.
Was.
No one knew what was
the fact
happening.
that they didn't tell anybody that this was going to happen.
Well, they said something was going to happen. They basically hid clues in the game that, like, on this date something will happen.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, they didn't tell anybody that the clues were there.
I know, but people found those clues, and
I know. But that's the best thing.
Yeah, no. To be honest, that's what they tend to do anyway. But people have like figured out. Well, it's been so long since season 3 started, so we think we're getting to the end of season 3, sort of thing. Blah blah blah. And then it's a case of, okay, so what's changed on the map, and are they clues?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing now, like, because Epic don't announce these things anymore. Yeah. They still don't announce them. They just, start dropping little hints, and I think Epic also know that the fan base is not stupid, and they kind of do know, like, okay, so it's been like this long.
It does make you wonder about Epic though. Like, you can do all this for Fortnite, yet you couldn't add a fucking basket
to your store
when you opened it.
Like, clearly the department in games, in actual game design, and also like the lifespan and what they're planning on Fortnite are not the same people that are planning and doing the stuff at the shop. I mean, just ask the people.
Just ask the people. Just think. That's all you gotta do. What does any other online shop have? And they should be like, right, those are the essential things that we need.
What are the main things Steam has? The basic principles of Steam that has, or more importantly, or even like, what does Amazon have? Well, it has a basket. Well, we'll put that in.
It has a search bar. We'll have a search bar. We'll have a favourites. We'll have a favourites. We'll have a wish list. All these things, but nah.
The ability to search for game by type, name, and genre.
Tags. But anyway. Anyway, I think we'll end it there. That was a good talk, I think.
It was.
Again, there wasn't really much news.
No, even if
I think the biggest one was the whole MiHoYo suing Discord.
Yeah, that's pretty big. I mean, granted, when a major company sues another major company, that's usually big news.
Yeah.
In regardless of what genre or media you are in.
I knew I was going to sneeze.
Calypso Protocol got released.
Yeah, it's absolutely terrible on. Oh, fuck's sake! On PC. Those sneezes. I've been holding them in all video.
And now
I just can't. I can't hold them.
I think that's
anyway, back to Calypso Protocol. It runs pretty badly on PC. Unless you've got
it's
like
not
a top
optimized.
end.
It's not being optimized.
But it runs perfectly fine on console.
Yeah.
Although I think people have been saying that it's not running great on Xbox. Although here's the thing, I can't find anywhere that's selling it for Xbox.
Curious. Maybe it's just still download only.
Very true. Maybe. Because I looked on Amazon and there was only the PS5 and PS4 versions. I've been to shops and I can't see it in there. So like, I'm not denying that it's on the Xbox. I'm pretty sure it is. But like, I don't understand why I can't find anywhere selling it for Xbox. Unless they haven't actually released it for Xbox yet.
Possibly, but then people wouldn't be saying that it wasn't pulling it back.
True.
So it's possible it's a download only. Maybe.
Yeah, possibly. I'm playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually recorded some footage for this. I even streamed it.
Oh,
my first stream.
Well done.
I streamed it. Yeah, I had a total of 3 viewers. I'm getting there. I'm climbing.
Hey, listen, that is at least, I think, the top 50% at least, Matt. Maybe even higher.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, you get 100 viewers, you're in the top 10%.
Yeah. See, there you go.
So, you're getting there. You're doing well.
I'm working my way up.
Slowly but surely.
But, right, I like it.
Mm-hmm. There are flaws.
But the fucking combat is so infuriating. Like, it works when you're one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because basically what you're going to do is you've kind of got to, like, you've got to dodge and then hit.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's like Dark Souls, but a little less intuitive.
So a bit like
because it's animation based. It's not like
Punch
you press
Out.
a circle and you dodge.
Yeah.
So you basically all you do is you hold this. This is on console. I know on the PC it's like the directional buttons.
Yeah.
You hold it left to dodge left, hold it right to dodge right. Now, the good thing is that if you're holding left, they can just keep swinging no matter which way, and you'll dodge, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And that's fine. The problem comes from the fact that sometimes it just doesn't work for some reason, and I don't know why. Because it's like, I feel like it's because you've got to have the stick directly left. Like you can't even like just have it like a little bit diagonally left, otherwise it's still going to hit you. And you do automatically block all attacks, so you don't get like a ton of damage when you get hit. I mean, you do, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And the other problem is if you are in a room, if like say you come in and you just get swarmed by like 6 of them, the combat just goes out the window. There's nothing you can do.
It's just
because it's animation based, right? You could be fighting one of them and you're trying to get rid of it, but because another one's attacking you, and you're dodging at the same time, or you're just trying to turn, so you've got the stick to the left.
Yeah.
The animation automatically goes into the dodge, and you'll dodge that one. So now you're facing a completely different one to the one. So the one you were fighting is now behind you. It's proper confusing when there's just so much going on. It's just like you cannot keep focus. And my other problem is that there's so many jump scares in this game that it ruins the atmosphere. Like it gets to a point like
unavoidable.
Yeah, like jump scares. There's so many that it just gets to a point where the atmosphere in the game no longer affects you. You're just annoyed.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people complain about the fact that there's a lot of unavoidable attacks.
There's a lot of quick time events
that are literally unavoidable.
That are unavoidable, and they take like half your health.
Yeah, and that sort of thing is infuriating.
The level design is not great. There's also there's no map, so you can luckily the game is very just walk forward and
linear.
Yeah, and you'll get there. But there are some areas where like I just want to explore, but because there's no map, I'm like I don't want to get lost in this big fucking cargo area.
Yeah, because it'll take me absolutely forever to get back.
The other problem I have with the game is that it feels like there's a lot of lost potential. Like when you think about it, when you think of Dead Space, right? And to be fair, like this game is going to get compared to Dead Space because it just is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Dead Space in this game.
I've seen a lot of people play it, and yeah, this is literally like this is clearly influenced by, and obviously it's the people who made it worked on the original Dead Space, so there's going to be a lot of influences in it, and it's clearly like this is a Dead Space inspired game sort of thing.
But when I bring up Dead Space, right, when you think of the Ishimura, I remember the Ishimura from top to bottom, like the exploring in that ship, and when you think that ship is not supposed to be that big.
No, it's supposed to be. It is actually supposed to be freaking huge. The bits that you actually go to,
when comparing it to what you're supposed to be in here, it is not. Right, it is a very big. Ishimura is a big mining ship, right? Yeah. Where you're supposed to be on a prison on a moon, a very big prison, like a giant tower,
right?
On a moon, right? There's virtually no exploration. Sorry. It's all just like very very linear, and it's just like, and when there is exploration, it's literally just walk down another corridor and then go back, and that's really about it. I know I'm giving it a lot of. I'm talking about the problems, but I like talking about the problems before I talk about the good things. So, other than that, like I said, the game's okay. It's not as good as I was hoping it to be, but for what it is, I'm happy with it.
It's a sort of thing like if they made a sequel and ironed out the issues in the first game, it would be actually a much.
I can see this getting a sequel.
Yeah,
I can actually see this getting a sequel. Because the good thing is like this is probably one of the best looking games I've seen in a very long time. Like no matter what it is, whatever you're looking at, it's fucking stunning. Like
horrifying.
Horrifying. Like some of the enemies, like the fact that you can generally see like the weird ass fucking tentacles just swarming through the body.
Yeah.
Is just like, yeah, that's really fucking cool. That's good. And like the areas and everything's great. It's just like it's just it's frustrating.
I've heard a lot of people say like once you get past like this second or third hour of the game, it actually does improve.
Once you're out of like basically once you get the suit, the game gets better. The game gets a lot better once you've gotten the space suit and you get outside, because the first like I think 4-5 chapters you're just in your prison suit, and everything just knocks. It's like Mike Tyson just punched you in the face.
Jesus.
No matter what hits you, and you die very easily. Everything, you're constantly being attacked. There's jump scares everywhere. And it's just like, but like it does do things good. Like I've just been through a bit where I walked out into the snow and there's just frozen enemies, and it's just like, oh god, one of these is going to be alive. I just fucking know it. But it's so cool.
Yeah,
and it's really good. And the facial animations and all that sort of shit, it's fantastic. It's I would say it's better than The Last of Us with its facial animations and stuff. It's very pretty, and the story, I'm a bit half and half on. Like half of me generally doesn't care because of all the jump scares. Like I've just become annoyed with the game. I just don't care anymore. And the other half of me is like, well, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, what's caused all this?
But other than that, it's an okay game.
Yeah,
it's an okay game.
So. Hasn't lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
But I would probably... So would you class it the way I class Assassin's Creed, the very first one, where it didn't live up to its hype,
but it's still a good game.
It had the foundation that, if improved on, would give us Assassin's Creed 2.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think one, they completely need to rethink the combat. That is the first thing that needs to just go in that game.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do it, just go Dead Space. Just do it Dead Space. The whole close combat thing is, it makes it unique. It's like it's a unique selling point. But you either need to change it to where it's a button dodge, so that you press a button and then you dodge, or they need to just scrap the whole dodging shit.
Yeah, they would basically rework the melee combat in particular.
Because once you get the guns, once you start getting guns, it's not so bad. But like I said, you don't get a gun. Like your first gun's shit. But you don't get anything for quite a bit.
So it's
a very melee beginning. So it's a slog, and you are going to die a lot. And the death animations, although they are cool, they get quite tiring after like the 30th time you've seen them.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time now, what all I do is, because I've got the shotgun upgrade for the normal gun, and now I've got the riot gun. It's basically, if there's not an environmental kill for the enemies, I just use the shotgun.
Yeah. Because
it just blasts them. Not only does it blast them, it sends them flying.
So you basically, it's crowd control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I can see this getting a sequel, but I do want a better melee combat if they're going to have it. Like I said, change it to like a button to do or something like that.
I think personally, from what I've seen, it kind of really needs the melee, a complete rework of the melee.
Yeah.
Not just changing it to a button, but like actually like taking it apart and rebuilding it.
But it's alright because Dead Space is out next month.
Yeah,
that'll make me happy.
I mean, yes, technically Dead Space has melee combat. You just flail wildly and
stuff. Yeah, because you're an engineer, you're not a fighter.
But here's the thing. That's not the whole. That's like if you get in melee combat in Dead Space, things have gone really bad.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we'll end it there. I do hope you've enjoyed this chat, and we will see you in the next ones. Bye now.
Toodles.
Just press it. Yeah, there you go.